Welcome to the new NWO Skype. That's right, this is the newest version of Skype that you're looking at here. You know, Skype's been forcing updates on me for the last couple of years now on a regular basis. Update after update after update after update after update after update. And you know, I used Skype for a long time now. I've done a blog talk radio show for a long time, and I use Skype to call out to hook up to my show. I got a paid Skype account that allows me to call internationally around the world. That's the reason I have it. And it allows me to call Blog Talk Radio and hook up rather than use my telephone. So that people that live overseas or in other places that can't access or to call into the show without paying a lot of money, they will come into the show through Skype if I brought them in. And I've had people like Kevin from Canada, okay, who'd call me on I would add to the show through Skype. So he wouldn't call in, he would come in through Skype and he would be part of the show. I've had people like Andrew from the United Kingdom who came into Skype so that he could give his opinion and say what he wanted to say on the Blog Talk Radio show. After this new version of Skype showed up, well, now I could hook to the show, but I couldn't add nobody. That's right. I couldn't add nobody no more. I could go to a friend, but see, when I hook to the show, without me hooking to the show to show you what it looks like, it's going to be hard for me to do. Okay, the only thing I can tell you is what you're seeing right now is the friends list, and you're seeing I'm under Anna here. That's right. This is Anna, the gal you hear on Monday nights. Okay, and I'm with Anna right here, okay? So this is what you're seeing. Okay, just different conversations, what have you, right? But the thing is when I'm in the show or if I call somebody, this entire screen, the friends list don't show up no more. This entire screen becomes that call. And then you have an arrow button here that'll bring you back to this screen that you're looking at for Skype. And then you'll have to click here. There'll be a button to go back to your call. Okay? And I would click that button to go back to my call. And there'll be an arrow button right here in the call that will allow me to bring up this chat box, which will be over here now where the friends list is. Okay? So now let's just say I'm hooked up to Blog Talk Radio. I just called into Blog Talk Radio. I hooked up. Well, this whole box is now the phone call into Blog Talk Radio. I have a plus button that will allow me to add people from my friends list, but that disappears. When I call into Blog Talk Radio, this plus button will disappear, so I won't be able to add people from my friends list. So I'll use the arrow button up here and I'll backspace bringing up this entire page. I'll go through my list and select somebody I want to bring into Blog Talk Radio, like Jerry, for example. Okay? And I'll select his name. His name will come up. Okay? And I'll be over here now, and my phone call button will be here. Go back to call, right? But when I go to add him, there's no feature to add him. That has been removed now because I have the new version of Skype. So that's no longer there. So now I go back to my phone call, the plus button. Remember, the whole screen, there is no friends list no more. This entire screen becomes the phone call. Every bit of this, okay? So I'll go back to that phone call and it'll be my whole screen and there'll be no friends list here. And this plus button that'll be down here in the phone call that I can click on, that'll bring up the people that's in my friends list and allow me to add them. Well, that button's missing. It was replaced with a dial-in pad for Blog Talk Radio. So, but if I use the arrow button up here and come back to this screen right here where these three boxes is, will be a blue button that says go back to call. These three images won't be here. It'll be one big blue button that says go back to call. And if I select a friend off there, it don't matter how I do it, there's no way of adding them to that call. You can only add people VIA through the call when you're under the call itself, and that means this entire screen is all the call with no friends list in it. And there's a button down, this plus button. Okay, will be here. So if I was to call Jerry right now, you would see this entire screen would be me and Jerry talking to each other. We could have the cam off or the cam on. If we have it off, it'll be half and half our logos, and that'll be it. And that's what you'll be seeing. You won't see anything else. And then down here would be a plus button about right. This blue plus button would be about right over here, right where you see my arrow flopping them down, right? I would click on that, and a box will come up in the middle, about right in the middle right here, with my friends list. And I can select one of them and double click it, and it adds them to the phone call. Now they're in the phone call with me. That's cool, right? Except for if I call into Blog Talk Radio. When I call into Blog Talk Radio, this whole screen's the phone call like normal. The plus button right here that I would click on to bring up my little friends list here that would show up in the middle, well, that plus button's gone. It's been replaced with a dial pad to dial the pin into Blog Talk. There is no plus button, not even one over here. All the plus buttons are completely gone. So like I told you, I went up and there was an arrow right here that would allow me to come back to this window you're seeing right here. And then I would go to my friends list right here. I would right click, I would double click, I would do everything possible. And there was no options for adding them to the show. That has been removed. Now that's not just the reason I'm calling this NWO Skype. That's one reason. So I was cut off and no longer able to bring people into the Blog Talk Radio show through Skype by censorship of Skype and probably working with Blog Talk to try to get me to up the package and give them $100+ a month to have a 1-800 number for people to call from out of country, which is a crock of crap. It's about stealing more money from you. So they didn't want you to be able to use Skype to bring people into the radio show. So that was the first censorship they created. That's why this blue arrow button that's right here in the call, when this whole box is the call, this blue arrow button right here you're seeing is about right here. That allows me to bring people into the call. Unless you call into Blog Talk Radio. Then the blue arrow button is right here, turns into a dial pad, and there is no arrow button here. Do you follow what I'm telling you? Now let's give you another look at something that changed with Skype. Do you see the Skype symbol down here? Do you see the little orange dot right here? This orange dot that you're seeing right here indicates that somebody's left me a message. There's 3 unread messages. Well, here's my friends list. I don't see anything next to any of the names saying that I have 3 unread messages. The only ones I have are old chats that Anna and Jerry and I were in. Okay, where we have messages here, but now if I click on this, there we are. Do you follow what I'm saying? Look, it's still orange down here. It don't change a thing. See, it's still there. I've went through all of my lists and I've done the same thing over and over. So I guess it's invisible for me to find or see. If I minimize this box and I have it down here and you PM me, you don't call me, I won't know you PM me. Because it will make no noise, no sounds, no nothing. It's just quiet. Yeah. It's just quiet. So if I'm doing something else on the PC and my symbol's down here, I would never know that you text me. You should be able to know by this little orange that somebody's left your message, but that's been defeated. It's been demolished and destroyed. I mean, it's no good no more. What can I say? So unless I have the window up like this when you PM me because you're just typing me, I wouldn't know you was. Now, if you call me, I'll have a sound. I'll have doon, doon, doon. I'll have a whole new sound. The calling sound of Skype's completely changed. Then I'll know that you're calling me. So and it'll pop up in my screen. So if it's minimized and you call me, it'll come up in the middle of the screen with the flashing right here and say incoming call from and the person. That's fine. But what happens if you ain't calling me? Just say that you're typing to me. And it's down here. And let's say I'm over here doing something. Let's say I'm up here on Facebook or I'm over here on my channel. Well, guess what? There is no sounds. I don't know you did. I have no way of knowing you did. I can't get rid of this. It says I have 3. Like I have 3 unread messages. And I've been through my entire contacts list looking for the 3 unread messages. And lo and behold, if I can't find them. See, I can click create a new group, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's my settings. And I've went through all of my settings and I've checked everything. And, we'll go audio because I told you I have no sounds. Well, there we are. See, it turned on my cam. Okay, and as you see, I don't got much for choices of settings. I really don't. I've went through all of my settings trying to change it so that if somebody PM me, they're typing to me. I somehow know that they're typing to me. By a noise or anything, a sound, Let me know somebody's typing to me. No, there's no sounds. Well, we already know the elite don't want people communicating with each other. They want to make it as people not communicate with each other as much as possible. They've done that through their new technology. Now people's communication is simply through typing at each other. And now we're going to fuck with that too, ain't we? This is the new update that Skype has given us. When somebody says, well, remove it and put an older version up, it ain't going to do any good. I can remove it completely off my computer and download a older version. And the first thing it does is prompt itself for the update. Now it'll update itself right back to what you have here. So it won't do you any good because it's going to prompt itself automatically to the update. It's going to update itself and you're going to be right back where you're at right now. So this is why I call this the NWO version of Skype. It's to make it hard for people to communicate with each other. And that's what it's really about. And to censorship you out of being able to use Skype on Blog Talk to bring people in. So the Blog Talk Radio can steal more money from you. Because now they'll tell you, well, if you want to have other people calling your show, they have to call in through this switchboard. You say, well, I got somebody in the United Kingdom I brought in through Skype. Well, then you'll have to buy the next package and give us $100+ a month. And you might have to go to the $300 a month package. Do you follow what I'm saying? And that'll come with an international number they can call into your show. Oh, so you mean now I don't pay you $40 a month. Now I pay you $100+ or I pay you $300 a month, right? For the privilege of what? For the privilege of what? What I've been doing for years, bringing people into my show. So it sounds to me like Skype. Oh, Bill Gates, who owns Skype now. Your politicians and your globalist elitists and your BS and your BS and your BS. have been communicating with each other and working together. And we know that Blog Talk Radio is owned by a politician up in the Pentagon. So since we already know that Blog Talk Radio is owned by a politician in the Pentagon and the Blog Talk Radio does censor people's shows, I've known this for a long time. They've gotten together with old Bill Gates here and they've made arrangements and they've made a deal and they've updated and they've talked to their engineers and they've created a new version of Skype now that works out for Blog Talk Radio. They sure have. It makes your plus box on your new version here where your friends list disappear so you can't add people to the Blog Talk show through Skype. That's right. They've made sure that you can't do that no more. Regardless of how hard you try, you're not going to bring them in through Skype, not the new version, not the NWO version. And you're not going to have no sound effects for when it's minimized and somebody's just typing to you. Nah, you can figure that out on your own. So what if you don't see them or know they are? After all, we don't want you to communicate even though we have Skype is about communication. So, but don't worry if they call you, this call is free on Skype, even though I have a paid version, right? Even though I have a paid version. So, don't worry, that call is free and blah, 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 blah. We give you all of our BS. Yeah. So now I have a paid version of Skype that allows me to make phone calls. But I'm censored. But I've been censored. That's right. So this is why I call this the NWO version of Skype. Censorship. The breakdown of communication. Make it hard for people to communicate. Even adding somebody to Skype no more anymore, a friend adding a new contact, is a joke. You had to go through hell to figure out how to do it. That used to be so easy to do. Now it's next to impossible. I know why. Because then people get frustrated and give up. This way there's less communication. That's right. Less communication. Less communication. On a platform that was built for communication, they want less communication. NWO Skype. That's what that is. That's NWO Skype. So I thought I'd let you see and know and understand that if somebody's typing me, unless this screen's up in my face for me to see it pop up next to their name, I'm not going to know they're typing me. I have no way of knowing. If it's down here minimized, see it. I figured this little orange right here says somebody's communicated with me, and I could go like this, and it would be next to their name like it used to always be. That's how it used to always be. No, ain't next to their name no more, see? Nope. The only ones I can find everything next to their name is old conversations. And I clicked on them, and these are old conversations, okay? And what do you see? Okay. It looks like I finally hit the right one, and that's an old conversation. It disappeared now. That's awesome, isn't it? So I'll put it back down here and disappears. So I hit the right one, and a little bit ago I had another one. But it don't matter. I went through it earlier. I clicked all of these, and it stayed down there. So maybe we got a glitch going on, right? Because it just disappeared. It's just the same if it's down here and somebody PMs me. I may not know it. I've had that orange here for 3 days, and I've went through my contact list, and I've clicked on everybody's name looking for it, and it kept staying here. Now it just disappeared where I clicked on an old conversation between me, Jerry, and Anna. But I clicked on it earlier, and this one said, the one that was down here on Skype said 3, and that one said 12. Yeah, that's right, that one said 12. It actually had the number 12 next to it, not 3. So if it said 3 down here and you're looking for 3, you wouldn't find it. Okay? So I don't know, there's some glitches going on or what have you, but I know there's no sounds with PM me now. There used to be sounds when somebody PM'd you on Skype. There is no sounds with that now. That's completely disappeared. Okay, see, it's like I say this. Said hi to Jerry. He'll see it or he won't see it. That's how that works. There's times I've said hi to Jerry. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. A couple hours goes by and he's blah, blah, blah. And then he finally sees it. And that's because he brings Skype up on his phone or his iPod or whatever he's on. And then he notices, oh, I typed to him. So there's no sounds no more. There used to be. I've had my friend right here type me. He thinks somehow I'm ignoring him. I'm not. I get no sounds. I don't know he's typed me. I have no way of knowing. And like here, you seen the orange here that was here? Okay, and that wasn't even his name. That made it disappear. That was an old, every time I have a conversation. So let's just say Anna, Jerry, and I are talking. Well, every time we're talking, it makes, see, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna. That's right, it makes a whole new one, a whole new one, a whole new one, a whole new one, a whole new one. And they start building up. There's another one right here, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna, Jerry, Anna. See that? This is from Wednesday. This is from Thursday. Follow that. Here's Friday. Here's Friday. Here's Friday. So you follow what I'm showing you here? Here's Tuesday. See, it archives every single time you have a chat with somebody, whether it's just me and Jerry or if it's me, Jerry, and Anna. It archives it. And then I had to go through and I had to do this number. Delete chat. Delete. Okay, it disappeared. And I have to keep doing that over and over and over. But when it's down here, I won't get no noises, so I won't know you type me. Unless a little box shows up like it was here earlier. They used to always be orange and it'd be next to the person's name, as you saw the little dot with 12. But that hasn't been happening recently. And as you saw earlier, I had that one with 3. And I had the one up here with 6 or 9 or whatever. Right here on this video, you can go back in this video and look. I clicked and opened that and it never disappeared. It said 3 down here. Now, earlier today and yesterday, before I ever made this video, I went through this entire list. And I literally clicked on everybody's name or my friends list, trying to find out who was messaging me. And there was nobody here. I mean, nobody. Everything I clicked on did not make it disappear. It just did now after I finally clicked on that old chat that showed 12. An old chat that showed 12 with Jerry, Anna, and I. Okay? This guy right here, I typed him because he says to me, Bill ignoring me, my PM? Am I ignoring his PM? No. And as you see, that little orange dot wasn't him neither. No, I'm not ignoring it. When it's down here and I'm doing something, there's no sounds. I used to at least get a noise letting me know somebody PM'd me. Don't get that no more. Haven't got that no more since the new Skype. Haven't been able to hook up to Blog Talk Radio anymore and bring people in with me because they censored me. They want me to buy their next package up. They're trying to steal money from me. I imagine it's because Blog Talk Radio is losing business now because of all the live feeds that you can do on YouTube. Now Blog Talk Radio is trying to force people to buy their other packages. I'm sure that's what it is. So anyhow, this is my new version of Skype. It's an NWO platform where the communications, to communicate with people has been censored. If you're PMing me, it's down here. Don't plan on me hearing you or knowing you done it. Because chances are I won't. It's a joke. You might want to call me, okay? Because at least there's a sound effect, and this will box will go from down here to in my face. So I'll know that you want to talk to me. That's the only thing I can say. If you're just going to type me, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Censorship, NWO Skype. Interesting.